Greetings, mortals. Hello. 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 Wait, it's not... Hold on. Oh, I've, hold on. The audio, the game audio needs to be... There we are. There we are. There we are. Gotta fix that. Alright, now you can hear the dulcet tones of Dearly Beloved, the amazing piano piece by Yoko Shimomura. Yes, yes. Yeah. So, now, I made a poll on Twitter to see whether people would like the synthesis grinding on-stream or off-stream. So, I've done a little bit of... I have played a little bit of the game off-stream for the purposes of gathering materials, just going to different worlds and finding specific heartless to get their item drops for item synthesis. Because you have to have a maxed out item synthesis in order to craft the ultimate weapon, Keyblade. So this is the different... We've gained 5 levels, essentially. But other than that, we're pretty much exactly where we left off. A couple bits and bobs. So now I have Combo Master. Encounter Plus was acquired from Synthesis, and we got another treasure magnet. Now Combo Master, having finally gotten Combo Master, we can now do this. Beforehand, all of Sora's attacks, if they did not hit a target, would stop, and you'd have to attack again. But here, you can simply continue the combo mortals. Wacha! Now, I actually do want to, just real quick, I wonder if I could just show you, I wonder if he's still there. I want to show you guys the Pot Scorpion. If they're there. Because they're real easy. Now, I might have to leave and return to the world. And after this, we're going to be headed to first to Travis Town and then to the Coliseum. Is it a ganja scorpion? No. It's a scorpion made out of pots. I mean, it's right there in the name. Pot scorpion. What else could it be? Now. Observe. Here we find ourselves confronted by a row of 12 pots. Inside one of them is a scorpion. The more of these pots that we do not smash before we fight him, the worse off we'll be. So we want to smash all the pots first, but how to tell which one the scorpion is in? Why, it's really quite elementary. Yeah, touch him. You see how they move when I bump Sora into them? This pot does not move, and thus contains the scorpion. It's one of these special Final Mix Heartlesses, by the way. Which is why I'm showcasing it real quick. Now, observe. This is normally a very tough fight, but since I have counter, I can do this. See, to attack the pot scorpion, you have to counter it. You have to parry it. There's no other way. Luckily, by spamming attack with counter, I have lots of success for that. So we'll be done with him right quick. And a 1. And a 2. Come on, hit me with your claws, big guy. There we are. Yeah, pot spiders in this game are funny takes on mimics indeed. This is actually just a pot spider with a tail and claws, but it really works. Got him. Now, this gives us the Mithril Stone. Easy. Does it have pincers? I mean, it has claws. What's the difference between pincers and claws? What is this scientific definition of a pincer? Yes, quite. By Jove, what is a pincer? Alright, let's see here. Save. Gummy shipper. Pincers are scissors. Most animals have claws of some sort. I mean, they're the snappy kind of claws. The crab kind of claws. Oh no, the alcohol didn't get to me at all. It's fine. I'm kind of dreading the fact that next week, though, I'm going to have to schedule another mask drawing stream to get through the backlog. Anyhow. So over there, the regular 3 cups. But you might have noticed that supplanting the previous 3, we have Hades Cup. Now, every single tournament up to this point had 10 seeds. You want to know how much Hades Cup has? 50. We gotta claw our way to the top. There can only be one. Now, the Hades Cup is important for endgame play because you get a lot of spells from it.
This is it.
49th. You can choose which seed you want to start at, though, so there are checkpoints. Ikuzo. So yeah, this is going to be a very combat-heavy stream, so there's not going to be much, like, specific plot things or interesting gameplay elements to talk about.
Nothing to it.
So we're just straight up chilling. So we are straight up chilling. Wild dance. White Knight. Power Wild. Righto, righto, righto. Easy. Terrible feet. They are terrible. Those pirates bullied my Donald. They will get the stick. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. I mean, they're once part of the guard armor set. Da 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 ba ba da ba ba. That is an excellent question, Meiji. Allow me to elucidate you once I take care of this truffle. You know what? I didn't need to juggle it. It's fine. Divine Rose is weaker for physical power, but we will lose out on magic. Oh, actually, wait, no. Divine Rose is even stronger than Oblivion, but Oblivion has longer reach.
Just give up, it'll be easier.
Oh, Yuffie, come on, come on, come on. Come on, girl. Yes, got her with her own shot. I'm so excited for you in the remake. God, I love this woman. When is the next remake part coming? This year? It hasn't been announced. But Yuffie has been announced. She's going to be in the interquel. She's in the new Intergrade version for the PS5. There's DLC. Mad hype. Come here, you.
Let's talk this out. Hey, let's talk this out.
Got her. Yeah, I'm quite high. I literally, Square Enix has forced my hand and forced me to acquire a PS5 to get the DLC. Luckily, I already own the game, like a physical copy of the game, so I won't have to pay for the game again. But you guys know I would. You know I would buy it again for Yuffie. Alright though. Da 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 ba da ba ba. 42nd seed. Dark Garrison. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna do the overworld. I've thought about it, and I'm just unsure. Because they could try and make it be like Final Fantasy 15. And that didn't work out, now did it? We've seen what happens when they try to do open world Final Fantasy. So how the world map's gonna work, I just don't know. I'm pretty sure they have said that they don't know how it's going to work. They have literally just been... Oh, good afternoon. They've literally just been like, oh, like a classic world map, yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I read in an interview that, they didn't know how to do it. They were waiting for the PS5 to happen so that they could figure out how to do it. I mean, Final Fantasy X is a game without a world map, and it's entirely fine, so they might do something akin to that, where it's a series of linear paths, only with, like, the ability to backtrack. Somehow. Maybe with vehicles. Ah, 40th seed. We must fight Behemoth. Nope, nope, you come here. You come here, boy. I'm betwixt his... Okay, there we are. Alright, though. Onwards. To glory. Lightning, lightning. Why did I not go in the other direction? Come here, you. But yeah, very hyped for FF7 Remake. Because, okay, like, honestly, 7 Remake is a game that was divisive for a lot of people, but I loved it. For reasons both alike and different from liking the original. I do think that you're absolutely crazy if you... play it without playing FF7 first, though. Like... You have to understand, it's not there to replace the original. If you couldn't, like, stomach FF7, like, if you couldn't stomach the original FF7, because of the graphics or whatnot, the game's not for you. Never has been. I mean, you don't have to be much of a Disney or FF fan. No more than the average child of the time. I'd only played like 7 and 8 and 10, and you know, watched a couple Disney films on VHS. And I got plenty out of it. And really, Kingdom Hearts is, at this point, so much its own entity that both Disney and Square Enix, like their various elements have kind of taken a back seat to Kingdom Hearts as its own, its own thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's most of the cameos in Kingdom Hearts, because Nomura has this thing where he only wants to, like, include characters that he's designed, and he did the character designs for FF7, FF8, and FF10. He is responsible for Lulu's infamous belt skirt, for example. I mean, Kingdom Hearts was my intro to Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm certainly never going to see that film. It's scary. It's spooky. Alright though. I hadn't seen everything in the lineup. Come on, come on. Let me up. FF6 characters in Kingdom Hearts. Well, Setzer is in Kingdom Hearts 2. 9 and 6 have consolation cameos. Setzer and Vivi are both present for the struggle tournament in Twilight Town. Let me on your back. Actually, that's not a courtesan look. Those are mourning clothes. She's in grief. That's why it's all black. Come on, you. Oh, I just leaf braced it through the lightning. Why didn't I do that before? No damage at the cost of 1 MP. I can totally jive with that. But yeah, the belt skirt was just Nomura saying, hey animators. Hey animators, we're gonna make you suffer. Like, let's see if you can do this. See if you can animate this skirt made of belts. And then they did. So, oh, Blizzaga. We've just gotten another 3rd level magic. Thanks to Behemoth. Don't feel sorry for the cosplayers. They chose Lulu. I understand that some people make character designs simpler, like, in an effort to, like, make it easier to cosplay. And I can't understand that character design philosophy. You want the character to look cool, so people will want to cosplay it, even despite the effort. That's what I think. And there are ways, and there are, like, ways to do, if you just want to cosplay for the sake of cosplaying, it doesn't have to be perfect. Not that I've ever cosplayed. That would be ridiculous. I've only ever been to a convention once. And I got nervous and left early because I was scared of talking to people. Yeah, that's why Ruby's character designs were popular. And then they started changing everybody's clothes like every couple thingamajigs. And I'm not a fan of most of the redesigns. But then I haven't watched Ruby since Volume 4, so... Come on, guard armor. Yeah! Oh, what a coincidence, RGA. We might have... Yeah, I think we have similar, like, reasons for stopping. I can understand your position there. Hey, Tamuro, you peeking your head in? Alright, Dunzo. Yeah, no, it's a crying shame. Although, on the subject of Ruby, I've been thinking, okay, I was watching Shady's stream, right? If you don't know Shady, Desu, just think really cool VTuber who is very good at the video games. Relatively new on the scene, and already I shall shill for him because I wish Shady Coin to incline to the moon. Now, I was watching his stream before I slept today, and he was playing Ultra Kill. He was playing Ultra Kill, and it was very hype. And I thought about, you know, the Devil May Cry soundtrack, What can I say? I'm a VTuber fan, Meiji. How many hours did Shady end up streaming for? Like 12. Hello, Stealth Sneak. Haven't seen you in a while. He literally ended I was like 5 hours deep into his stream. I slept and he had just ended when I woke up. Yeah, no. Meiji, that's literally what I was about to bring up. What I was saying was, yeah, at the end he sang Never Shall Surrender from DMC4. Now, that got me thinking about Devils Never Cry from DMC3. And I decided I want to do a Dead Fantasy watch-along. Because you may not know this, but in an episode of Dead Fantasy, Devils Never Cry plays. As Tifa is fighting, the brawler from Dead Fantasy. I think her name's... I don't know. I can never, like... Yeah, he did. But it was only an A, not a P rank. Hitomi, yes, that's the one. Dead or Alive. I mean Dead or Alive. So, in Tifa vs. Hitomi, Devils Never Cry plays, and I had seen that, like, as a youngin', as a relative youngin', way before I only discovered Devil May Cry in 2019, like when 5 was coming out. So, ban. So so for the longest time, okay, and then I had seen that, and I heard this amazing fight set to Devils Never Cry. I watched this amazing fight set to Devils Never Cry that Monty Ohm did for Dead Fantasy, and then years later, so many years later, half a decade later, maybe more, well after the passing of Monty Ohm, my friends got me into Devil May Cry, and I played 1, and then I played 3, and I got to the scene where Dante is running down the, like, after he fights Virgil for the first time, he's running down the pillar, and it's set to Devils Never Cry. And I went, oh, this is where he got it from. And I think basically, I don't know. What I'm saying is I want to do a Dead Fantasy watch along. If you want to see Final Fantasy characters and Dead or Alive characters fight like it's Devil May Cry, then yeah. Dead Fantasy's the way to go. Did I see Haloid? Yes. And also the work he did for Red vs. Blue. Because Monty Ohm, like, his choreography was so inspiring to me. There was a point in time where I really wanted to do what he did. But I don't have the, like, stick-to-itiveness to do that. He was. Yeah, although Meiji, Kairi never got her dedicated battle. Because, you know, Ruby and all that. But, so we never got to see new Riku dress spheres or Kairi drive forms, which would have been really cool. That said, I wonder what Monty would have thought of form changes. There's really no one else. It was the passing of an auteur creator. It's a shame. No one else can do what he does. Which is why I think Ruby just doesn't have the spark anymore. Cerberus. If you'll remember, Cerberus was really annoying. I might just sit on the sidelines and strike raid him then. Come here. Thank you. Now this is where one uses the elixir. And now I have all my MP back. Yeah, exactly. Like, everything changed. Ruby Volume 4... Listen. I'm not gonna say that Ruby's story, like, was good or anything. Like, the main draw of Ruby was, like, the music coupled with the choreography, right? And then in Volume 4, there was no good choreography. There's not a single good fight in it. Nothing can match. So, in the end, it's just lost the spark. And I don't think it's regained it, as far as I can tell. High jump really makes Cerberus easier to fight. Yeah, it won't. Because, like I said, there's nobody who can replace Monty Uum. The man was irreplaceable. Ratata, ratata. This fight is a lot of busy work, mortals. Luckily, I have endless elixirs. You know what? I bet I can strike raid it. I also wish they had kept Shane Newville. And there was another animator that worked on like Volume 3 called Dylan Gu, who did like good work that was like almost imitating Monty level. And now he just, like, as far as I can tell from his YouTube, he just makes like videos of cats dressed as Overwatch characters doing fights. And I'm like, you could be making something cool, guy. Come on. So much potential, just it's all gone, never to return. That show represents something about me. That show is like was like a phase of my life. Good afternoon, Valraven. Got it. I mean, I'd watched Dead Fantasy, right? For ages. And then, out of the blue, like somebody I was talking to mentioned Ruby. There was a couple episodes in during the first season. And they were like, watch the red trailer. And I was like, okay, I'll watch the red trailer. And then it says, made by Monty Uum. And I'm like, oh my god. And then I got to see Red Riding Hood with a gun scythe chopping through wolves in an incredibly cool... Yeah, exactly. Listen, mortals. I still go nuts for the choreography in the red trailer. And if you saw... I might want to like do like just a red trailer, like a watch along of the first like 4 trailers. Before it actually got into the show. because it's, for the most part, it is just pure choreography. And it was like, it was the represented when the show was like so full of potential, and it could have been anything. It could have been really cool. But yeah, watch Red trailer. I guess I'm saying I want to do like a Monty Owen watch along stream where I just put on like I'm pretty sure everything's on YouTube, so I could make it a SciTube stream and just put on Dead Fantasy and then the Ruby trailers and Haloid. That is honestly why I play, Ruby is why I play BB Tag, because, the way the characters play in that game is the closest representation to, like, the true spirit of, like, Ruby choreography that I'd seen in years. Like, I get that it's like, it's a tag fighting game, and like, it's not good as like, it's dumbed down compared to other BlazBlue, but there's no other game to play as Ruby Rose. And the way, and her mechanic is literally, like, using the recoil of the gun on her scythe to, you know, to move around. And it's amazing. It's because that's exactly what Ruby should be doing. Basically doesn't do it in the entirety of Volume 4 for what I watched. Yeah. It was you could tell there was love and care put into it more than Rooster Teeth currently puts care into the show. So yeah. That's why I play BB Tag. I play Ruby Neo. I love this specific seed because it's just these 5 doofs all together, these world-specific Heartless. But yeah. Basically, expect a SciTube watch along sometime once I find the videos. Yeah, no, that seed is a very interesting seed because the shadows just start multiplying. Okay, this is guard opposite armor, so. Do I have an ether? Yep. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Come here, you. Come here. You're not escaping. That's what I thought. Soldier and soldier adjacent, Heartless. I mean, if we're talking over time, obviously in Kingdom Hearts 2, he sounds, in all subsequent Kingdom Hearts, even Chain of Memories, he sounds different. Oh, when we get to read Chain of Memories, you guys are gonna be like, what happened to Sora's voice? Because it was recorded after Kingdom Hearts 2, and Kingdom Hearts 2 was recorded after Haley Joel Osment's voice broke. So Sora sounds older, which makes sense because he's a year older in that game. But Chain of Memories takes place right after KH1, so... it's quite fun. Yes. Castle Oblivion immediately activated Sora's puberty. This must be the work of Namine. Alright. So this is the power of darkness. Darkness. Echo says. I want to kill this pirate ship. I want to kill it with my Keyblade. The power of darkness did turn characters into adults. How? Who? The power of dark, like if you're in the world of darkness, you literally don't age. Riku? What do you mean, Riku? If you're talking about like the body possession, that's just Ansem. By the way, in Kingdom Hearts 2, he's still not like an adult. Yeah, Cloud and Leon. I'm just gonna pause this and let you guys soak it up. Yeah, but like, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I have to fight Cloud Strife and Squall Leonheart in the same fight. Are you ready to rumble? They are dead almost immediately. Cloud!
Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Get this! This is it! Get this!
Oh no. Leaf Racer! I'm gonna strike right through it. He's invulnerable at the moment. There we are. He's back to normal. Come on, come on. Yeah, Leon's using Blasting Zone. I gotta heal. Yep. Alright, now it's just Leon. We got it. Come on, boys. You keep missing, Leon. Oh, he'll totally limit break me. Are you kidding me? This guy is totally gonna go Renzo Kukin on me. Oh, do you guys know about Renzo Kukin, by the way? It means continuing sword, or what have you. Look at how powerful he is. Stun him. Yes! Corner!
No way. I can lose.
Oh, if he could Renzo Kukin you and it broke through once more, that would totally make sense. Also, we've got the Leon Keyblade now. '19th seed. I don't want to deal with this. I just don't want to deal with this nonsense.
This is it. Here.
Ba-da-da. I mean, Lionheart is okay. I like it as a gunblade more, honestly.
This should help. Let's go. This is it.
Blizzard probably does that, yeah. I'm just saving all my magic for raids of the strike variety. Yep, I knew you were thinking of sleeping lion, Meiji. There's 2 Cloud Keyblades and there's 2 Leon Keyblades, because there's Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. They don't have Keyblades in Kingdom Hearts 3. You know, can you imagine though? Can you imagine if they did? Because if they did, those Keyblades would have had form changes, and they probably would have form changed to a Gunblade and a Buster Sword. So, Square Enix has deprived me of that. I say it because I think it.
Nothing to it.
And I think, why did they do it to Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts 3? Why? For what purpose did you forsake them, Nomura? There is no plot until the final act, so tell me why you wrote like such a hack. I cannot bear the fate of FF characters. I must know why you didn't let them play. It could have been so good. I don't know why you did. It could have been so good. I don't know why you did. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. I started singing to the tune of Jesus Christ Superstar, so. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. It totally could have been Renzo Kukin with limits as enders. And imagine Cloud. He could totally use Omnislash. Wait. Auron isn't in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Nothing to it.
Like, he's not in Kingdom Hearts 3. There's a statue? I completely missed that, if so. But a statue is no character.
Come on.
Like Leon and Yuffie. Oh right. But Leon and Yuffie and like that, I don't think that counts. But Leon and Yuffie and Cloud and all that, they're right there. Why don't they? 14th seed, Violent Bunch.
Come on. Take that.
Wizards. Donald, you are dead. Here we are. Easy. Can't wait until I fight Sephiroth. I can't wait for that either. I'm quite pumped. A whole stream. Oh, it will be. It'd be nice to get Ultima Weapon before then, though. Come here, you. Easy. But yeah, basically Final Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 3 really let that down. Which is a shame.
Heal.
Goofy, don't give MP to Donald, give it to me. You know I need that. You know I need it. Oh, modders. I don't know how, like, well Kingdom Hearts 3 modding is gonna go. But I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 2 mods, for sure, for sure. Come here. Got it. Got it. I mean, because Kingdom Hearts before now has never been on PC. But now you can totally just mod it.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? Yeah.
There's actually a mod for Kingdom Hearts 1 that's being worked on called, for PS2. That's called Kingdom Hearts 1 Critical Mix. That makes it more in line with critical mode in Kingdom Hearts 2, and is super hard, and makes the Keyblade, like gives Sora all kinds of wacky tricks in combat to make it more like Kingdom Hearts 2, and Keyblades have different effects, so like which one you use is tailored to your strategy instead of which is more powerful, and there's all kinds of stuff. Have I seen the Aqua or Vanitas mods for Kingdom Hearts 2 on PS2? I've seen them. I don't know why people do them, and I don't have any interest. Kingdom Hearts New Threat.
Got a minute? Hades, Lord of the Dead. Nice.
No, New Threat is like
Guess what?
balanced.
I got a place.
Critical Mix would be way harder. Hello, Hades. 10th seed. Hades. Let's fight Hades.
Take that.
Come here, you.
Feel the heat.
So the problem is, I don't know how to. Oh wait, I just have to run around in the middle of it. So he's immune to damage right now. Ah!
I give up.
He got us. It's fine. There's no need to panic, guys. I'll tell you why. Relax. So first we want to make sure Sora is all stocked up on elixirs. Maybe a Mega Elixir or two. There's no need to stack fire resistance. There really isn't. A loss is actually good for us. I'll explain why. Yeah, it has elemental resistance stats. I think. Yeah, see? Brahma Belt reduces lightning damage by 40. So, for example, if I equip a fire ring, I'll take less fire damage. Or Ifrit's Horn. Yep, it's not a listed stat. Only an accessory ability. But it's fine, mortals, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because we can start from the 20th seed. After we beat Cloud and Leon. But hey, you wanna try something else beforehand? You wanna take a look at this? Eh? Let me just showcase the man himself, real quick for you. I just want you to admire his power. Now, I'm pretty sure that this guy is voiced by somebody who is a boy band member or something. The original voice of Sephiroth, because like he voiced Sephiroth in this before the mainstream voice of Sephiroth happened. You know, Dissidia and Kingdom Hearts 2 and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's Kingdom Hearts Sephiroth. Let's go. Platinum match. Look at him! You see his power! He cuts through our entire health bar. If I hadn't had, like, you know, the thing that means, hold on, which one is it? Yeah, second chance. That's definitely second chance. If I didn't have second chance, yeah. It is literally learning his attacks plus reflexes. You just have to get good. Yeah, you cannot Unga Bunga Sephiroth. It's like trying to Unga Bunga Lingering Will. Got it. Yeah, KH super bosses are, like, the entirety of Limit Cut was the most fun I had with Kingdom Hearts 3, because it was just pure, this boss will kill me unless I learn it perfectly. The amount of time that I spent fighting Shion. Oh boy. Took me hours and hours and hours and hours. It was great. Got it. Da 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 da. Alright though. False Angels. Let's go. Come on, Goofy. Maybe I can summon Tink. Wait, you can't summon in the arena. No, of course you can't. That'd be cheating. No summons allowed in the Colosseum.
That's the power of the Keyblade.
You have to use your own strength. Time for the balls of the dark. Stop giving your MP to Donald. Save it for me, Goofy. Well, he does keep healing me, so that's good, I guess. Got him. Next door. Come on. Come on. Up and 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 up. Air Brigade. Now this is the aerial version of the earlier scene. The earlier seed. I am the very model of a modern Major General. I've information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quote the fights historical from Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical. I'm very well acquainted too with matters mathematical. I understand equations both the simple and quadratical. About binomial theorem I am teeming with a lot of news. With many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. In short, in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, I am the very model of a modern Major General. You know what? I think this deserves a strike raid. This particular set of enemies. Yeah. I am interested not in the glitches. What's good? Why, many things, GBI 420. For example, this game! It's very good. Oh no. Invisibles! Alright, I'm strike raiding. Come here, you. What the heck do you think you're doing, huh? That's what I thought. You're doing nothing at all.
Yo, hey, how you doing, everybody? Yeah, got a minute?
Hades, Lord of the Dead, nice to see you. Hello, James Woods.
Got a place?
His HP is so large. So majestic.
Hey, you having fun yet?
Come on! Come on!
That's it.
Come here, you. Come here, you. Yeah, his HP goes over purple. It's so cool.
Hey, you having fun yet?
Feel the heat. Are you feeling the heat, eh, Hades? That is all I got. Doesn't seem like you can take it, though. You punk! Ha 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 ha! Come on. Come on. Unfortunately, Donald and Goofy aren't smart enough to counter Hades by running around him. Oh, come on. Feel the heat. Oh no, he's like making an easily roundable circle of flame. What am I supposed to do? Oh no. Come on, you flamey punk. I beat Walker, and you know what? He was more difficult to deflect than you. Okay, it'll go apart. Jump forward, hit him.
Hey, I'm starting to get warmed up here.
Feel the heat. Hades, lol, what a maroon. Couldn't agree more.
Hey, you having fun yet?
Come on, come on. Do it again. No, not on Donald. Finally. Yeah, Disney bosses are fun. Captain Hook and Jafar and Hades, Leaf Bracer through that, and then keep running.
Hey, you having fun yet? Hey, I'm starting to get warmed up here.
For my military knowledge, though I'm plucky and adventurous, has only been brought down to the beginning of the century. And yet in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, I am the very model of a modern major general.
Hey, you having fun yet? That's it. That's it.
Arousal! I am Hades, hear me roar. Come on. Come on. No, no, on me, please. Finally. Stop, guys, you gotta stop interrupting me fighting him, please. Just let me handle it. Donald, Goofy, let Big Boy Sora take care of things.
Hey, you having fun yet? Hey, I'm starting to get warmed up here.
Up.
Hey, I'm starting to get warmed up here.
Gotcha! Poocha! Hades has been defeated.
Hey, what are you doing? Stop! Hey guys, get away from me! Oh,
Oof. Graviga! Ansem's report 8. Yeah, we got it, we got it. I mean, I would be like less peeved at Captain Hook. I mean, Trickmaster's the really annoying fight in in Chain of Memories, from what I can recall. Invisible. Gotcha. I still have all these elixirs. We might go all the way this time. There's only one round of seeds to go. The Requiem. This is the magic fight. This is all the spellcasting, Heartless. Where are the wizards? There we are. Except for the healer. I mean, yeah, they don't have the, It's offensive spellcasting. It's black mages, not white mages. Invisible Fear. 3 invisibles and 1 stealth sneak. Come here. Come on. Got it. Come on. 1 stealth sneak, let's go. Got it. And down it goes. Whew. Mad Mushroom. I'm just gonna whack them all with my Keyblade. Get a little bit of MP. I don't need them to do their charades and get the mystery goo and the arts from them. A storm of darkness approaches. Oh no. Gotta knock a little harder. Alright. Alright, oh. Da 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 da. Ba da ta pa ta pa ta pa. You attempted to teleport against me, Sora? I'm afraid that simply does not work. For you see, I am the anime boy. Only I can omae wa mo shinderu. 2 stealth sneaks. Start hitting. Lads, start hitting. Look at how easily they go down now if you focus in on them. Got it. Ba da 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 da. Third Siege, Shadow Troopers. Now we have to face the Hollow Bastion Heartless.
This is it. Come on.
Oh no. Come on. They're everywhere. There it is. I know the scientific names of beings and animalculous. Then something about differential calculus? I forget the entirety of the Major General song. But I do like to sing a bit now and then. Alright though. Da 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 ba da ba da ba. Dark Ball, Angel Star, and Invisible. Because that's what you really need for a final siege. You just need to make you suffer. Come on. Let's get this over with. I know our mythic history, King Arthur and Sir Caradox. I answer hard acrostics, I have a pretty taste for paradox. And I can hum a fugue of which I've heard the music's dinner for, and whistle all the airs from that infernal nonsense pinafore. Alright. Now this is why we have Strike Raid. Yes, I mean, you can do it without Strike Raid, but the invincibility really helps. More. Moto. Hayaku. Moto hayaku. Come on, it's active. I must make it passive by beating it with a stick. Wait, did I not get the MP from that, but I did use the item? That'll suck if so. Final seed, Rock Titan. You get tech points just for hitting it. Now you have to climb up it and hit it in the face. Yes, it is the time of the big boy. Remember when, like, Sora couldn't just, like, fly up to the, like, enemies? Like, when, like, he had to knock large enemies like the Titans over and, you know, deal with them that way.
Come on.
But in Kingdom Hearts 3, he just runs up the side of a mountain.
Come on.
It's pretty simple, yeah. I mean, Sora lost his powers, but he still, like, got stronger. He was still stronger than in KH1. Yeah, no, this is easy. Look at these moves, if you can call them that.
Come on. This is it. This is it. Heal.
Oh, look at that! Done. And that, my friends, is the Hades Cup. It only took us an hour and 20 minutes, but we got it. I mean, it is. It's not that I'm making it look easy. It was easy. Rock Titan is ridiculously easy. Even on Proud, there's not a lot they could do. Just by pumping the numbers up.
We're the champs.
When you got second chance, something has to kill you twice to hit Oh, bold Hades. Bold Hades. Trinity Limit. We now have Trinity Limit. Channel the party's remaining MP to crush surrounding foes. Oh, let's equip Blitz. What is molding? I heard talk of it in Shady's stream earlier, but I don't know what it is. We now have the Hades Cup Championship Trophy. Which means we can now do... Ah, mad plus balding, so angry you lose hair. Tremble before the might of Ice Titan. Let's go for it, shall we?
This should help.
Now, how do I fight you again? You need perfect timing on that one.
This should help. This should help. Heal.
I'm not doing too good.
Heal.
Finally! I am bad at this. You know, I probably could fire spam him, yeah. Yep, he detaches his feet to stomp. Come on, come on, come on. I should probably just attack the icicles instead of... Like, I have Combo Master, so... I should attack certain patterns. Oh, look at that, level up. I am bad at this. Got him. Just have to keep on trucking. Yep, he is. He really is. Ah, second too slow there. Nope, nope, that's not the time to block. Ah, boy, I'm bad at this. I'm not gonna beat him. One more, for the road. Come here, you big lug.
Heal.
Oh, the delay. The delay on that is deadly. Come here, you.
Heal.
Come on, focus. Oh. Why do I not block that? No. No. For one beautiful moment, I totally had it. It's gone now, like tears in the rain. Oh, that move.
Heal.
I don't got it. I really don't.
Come on.
Like, he's getting up right immediately. I'm about to die. I don't got it. I don't got it. I burned through so many elixirs.
Heal.
Next hit will kill me, for sure. See? Good morning, it's time to get good. So you say. What a time to walk in on, Velik. I don't have enough elixirs in stock for this. Alrighty. Now. Actually, wait, no, I just realized. You'd mentioned yesterday's stream, and I forgot if I've checked. I forgot to turn on my redeems. Manage rewards and challenges. I had to turn them back on, because I'm doing a gaming stream. There we are. Silly me. Thanks for reminding me, Meiji, even if indirectly. Alright, though. The gold match. I mean, the gold match is only gonna give us... I mean, it will only give us... bragging rights and the ability to... Like, we get the Diamond Dust Keyblade. Which, you know, at this point might be worth it, so... Just real quick, let me try... a little something. Random crudely drawn VTuber mask. Alright, I have a system for this now. If I go into the folder where I have the masks stored... By the way, does that still... Okay, yep, it does, it does. Gotta let it out, gotta let it out. Gotta let it out, gotta let it out. Wait, did I not finish storing the masks in my folder? 1 second, mortals. Let me just get all that in there. Sin mask trigger. Majin Denshi. Alright. Now, keep in mind, mortals, that these masks are horrifying and that you really shouldn't be requesting them. But, do what you like. Masks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8. I think that's all that there is. I'm pretty sure I finished on Rocco's. Or is there... No, hold on. Am I missing one? Am I missing a mask? I don't think I am. So we're gonna roll. We're gonna roll. Persona 5, but the Phantom Thieves masks are drawn by Carmine. Don't ever do that to the Phantom Thieves. Don't ever do that to the Phantom Thieves. Alright, I will now roll a d8, and we will see where it lands. The rest of you dice get back in there. Ryuji's drawing of the calling card was very cool, so... Alright, let's see. 1. So that would be Bunzel. Ba-da-da-da-ba-da-da. I think I've got to add Bunzel. Bunzel, Bunzel, Bunzel. Wait, no, that's Velik. Where's Bunzel? Bunzel, where are you? Got it. There we are. Persona 5, but the masks are crudely drawn on with Sharpie. My ears, well, the ears of the mask are gonna get in the way. Sorry, chat, but, you asked for this, so I don't know why you could possibly think you have any right to complain. Now. Let's go. Ice Titan. I can still see you, it just doesn't appear on the screen. Yeah, Leaf Bracer through that. Come on. It's not. This is not Fishing Wednesday. Like I'm not doing anything for Fishing Wednesday. This is a mask. Da 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 da. Dialogue-wise, this ain't gonna be very interesting. Come on, come on. How am I this bad? Yeah, fire doesn't reach. Oh no.
Here.
I have no idea. I don't think so, though. Oh, come on. That totally would have missed me. I can never see! You know what? I agree with Sora. Not yet. I refuse, not yet. When am I stronger? Not right now. I'm only level 62. Alright. Alright. I'm not getting good. I refuse to get good. That's other people's shtick. I am not the VTuber who is good at video games. Now surely this mask has been on for long enough. So what to do now? Hades' Cup took less time than I expected and Ice Titan's too hard. We could die to Sephiroth. Why don't I show you guys how the progress I've made for synthesis? Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Oh, also we should visit the fairy godmother, as well as seeing Geppetto. And I'll show you guys Mushu. Because we've had him for a while, but like I haven't unlocked him. Geppetto has cooked up the Aerith. Oh right, by the way, we should check. Lionheart is now available. Unfortunately, it's not as good as Divine Rose, so that's just how it be. So I currently have 21 out of 30 when it comes to items. Yeah, Divine Rose is very strong. It has more strength than Oblivion. Now in Final Mix it's stronger. So here's a bunch of stuff we can't make yet. Actually, this requires power gems. I wonder if power gems. Air pirates, battleships, and pirates. If we run Neverland a couple times, we might get that. Oh wait, no, I'm going into grinding mode. No, stop it, Carmine. You're streaming. Item grinding is what I was doing while I was watching Shady's stream yesterday. Just gathering the mats. But now that we've done, I mean, now that we've like done Hades Cup, there's not a whole lot that can stand against us. In terms of combat challenge. Shady's yesterday stream that continued for 12 hours. I know. The guy has incredible endurance. I want to do a 12-hour stream, but I feel like it wouldn't be nearly as good as that. Like, goddamn, man. Talk about grit and determination. Alright, though. To the mystical house. But yeah, I'm really at a loss. We might pull early. I mean, you're not supposed to, Meiji. People rotate in and out as it goes. I don't think I've ever gone for 12 hours. He's not even like done like a week's worth of streams yet, and he's already topping me. Guy's gonna go far. Mark my words. Invest in Shady Coin. Alright. Yep, same level. Same super boss. Another summon gem. Bibbidi bobbidi boo! It's Mushu! And Donald acquired Lord Fortune. By the way, we could give the Genji shield to Goofy, but we have the Mighty shield, so... Let's also give him a Mega Art. Yeah, Lord Fortune isn't as good as Meteor Straff. Luna, listen to me. If we get to Lingering Will... Listen, Yuzora took me like 2 or 3 days to beat on Proud. If we get to Lingering Will on Critical, that's gonna be multiple 12-hour streams. I can see it already. That was like the ultimate super secret boss, so... And it's in Helltaker. Wait, I keep saying... Okay. Here's the thing. I keep saying Helltaker when I mean Ultra Kill, because the tagline of Ultra Kill is Hell is full, blood is fuel. And I keep saying Helltaker, which is not nearly as difficult as Ultra Kill. I have both games. And it's a really annoying mental slip-up that I want to eliminate. It's also now recorded for all posterity, so... Mushu! Behold! I mean, the Kingdom Hearts 3 has like 14 super bosses with the Limit Cut DLC, so yeah, it could take hours. Gotcha. I mean, yeah, I got Helltaker waifus on the brain at all times. You got a problem with that? Beelzebub is best girl. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Nah, Luna, you gotta do Yuzora. You gotta do Yuzora. Yuzora is an amazing fight. Learning it was so fun. It was the only thing that was harder than Shion out of Limit Cut. Elliot, you only finished one org member? Come on. Don't tell me you have to do Zigbar. You have to do Zigbar, come on. He's so cool. Then start a new game on Proud or something. Yeah, like I said, Luna, it didn't take me 6 hours. It took me longer. I can't believe we've never done this one. Yeah, Shion is amazing. I really wish she had her own reaction command though. That'd be really like Zigbar's got the cool shootout thing. What even is a Yozora? You may all know him by his other name, Noctis Lucis Kylum. He is the original Noctis. He's Nomura's new take on the original Noctis from Versus 13 before it became FF15. No, no Mario, bad Mario, not FF15, FF Versus 13. What's hard to understand about that? Before 15, Noctis was a thing before Final Fantasy 15 was a thing. Alright? Noctis was a thing, yeah, Versus 13. So what Nomura's done, alright? Let me explain. Basically, what Nomura did was, he made Versus 13 was going to be a thing, and he did designs for that. And it ended up getting taken away from him. He got moved on to other projects. He had to do Kingdom Hearts, yada yada yada. And you know, Tabata, I think, or whoever took over. Someone took over, or is it Nojima? I can never tell. Anyway, somebody took over Final Fantasy 15 and turned it from Versus 13 into 15, yada yada yada. And that's what we got. But the original wasn't like 15. It was a different vision. It was Nomura's vision, and he never got to create it. So when he made Kingdom Hearts 3 in the Toy Story world, he made a fictional video game called Verum Rex. And the protagonist of Verum Rex is a man named Yozora, who has a sword and a crossbow and has like teleporting powers and all this cool stuff. And that's like Sora gets mistaken for this video game character. And it like is in the world of the game for a brief bit. There's this cool cutscene when you first go to Toy Story that shows a little bit of the game. Now, then at the end of the limit cut boss fights in like once you do all the boss fights in Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, you access the secret battle against Yozora on top of 10-4 from Shibuya in The World Ends With You Shibuya. And you fight Yozora. He is basically a new Noctis. Yeah, exactly. Noctis and Yozora both mean night sky. Basically, it's like Nomura is mad that he wasn't allowed to make Versus 13, so he made Verum Rex. It even still starts with Ver, and he just really wants to make this a thing. So by tying it to Kingdom Hearts, he can still get what he wants anyway. His heart won't let go. It's beautiful. It's wondrous. It's immaculate. Ba-da, ba, ba-da, ba-da, ba. Yeah. Yozora is Versus 13 Noctis. Back when Stella was a thing. You remember Stella? You might not remember Stella. But basically, she is the cooler Luna Freya. Where is Goofy? There you are, Goofs. Anyway, Stella is the cooler Luna Freya, right? Because instead of being a wimp that doesn't do anything, well, rather that does do things, but like, it's all kind of incidental. Instead, Stella was going to be like this sometimes friend, sometimes foe kind of character that also fought and like had swords and magic and was super cool and was basically like a red mage because she had a rapier. And instead we got Luna Freya. Basically, Final Fantasy 15 has the the corpse of Versus 13 shackled to around its neck, and it knows and it understands that it will never ever be good. Because not only is Final Fantasy 15 a bad game, an abysmal game, a game with so many issues plaguing the story and the gameplay and the presentation and every aspect of it, it's also not Versus 13. It could be a fantastic game, and it wouldn't be Versus 13, and would still have that millstone around its neck. Unfortunately, it's a very bad game, so... or perhaps fortunately, so it wasn't ruined by it. But Cup Noodles, though! Oh, don't you get me started on the Cup Noodle quest. I had to go to a top of a goddamn volcano to get those Cup Noodles. I mean, I don't mind the sponsorship, I mind the presentation. Like, there's a bunch of camping equipment sponsorship deals and stuff like that, and there's stuff on billboards that I don't mind at all. It's just the Cup Noodle quest is really egregious. And, like, it's not really the, it's not really the main issue with the game. That's not the main issue with the game. People always talk about, oh, they have the they have the funny Cup Noodle quest, lols. But that's not the issue. The issue is that the game is bad in gameplay and story and presentation and everything. Not to mention world building. The open world is not good. God, gameplay mechanics don't work. The party is... Yes, it does use default Unity assets at times, but honestly, I'm not going to fault them for it. 7 Remake does like a similar thing where they outsource parts of the game. What's important is not those little details. It's what the heart and soul of the game is what matters. Yes, patched in story! I played it on release. It wasn't finished. I've played it since release. It's still not finished. It won't ever, like it's not good. It's really not good. They tried to make it a multimedia project with comrades. No. There's the anime, and then there's the multiplayer DLC, and then there's the individual story DLCs, and then there's also the Keyblade movie. And basically, the existence of the anime means that they can't showcase in the game the origins of the relationship between Noctis and his other party members, because that's all in the anime that you have to watch, which I did watch, by the way. And you won't know what actually happens with the fall of Lucis unless you watch the Kingsglaive movie, which means this incredibly pivotal moment to the plot of the game occurs basically off-screen. You know, it literally occurred basically off-screen, and then they patched it. And you know what they patched it with? They patched it with like a weird supercut of like scenes from the Kingsglaive movie with no dialogue and like real quick flashing by as like a dream that Noctis is having or something. It's all bad. You never see anybody talk about Final Fantasy 15 because it's the biggest disappointment since Final Fantasy 13. It's like... why? Why did you do this? Why did you do this, Square Enix? It's so easy to make a good game. You've done it before. Just do it again. You've done it since 7 Remake was okay. Like, not perfect, but it was okay. Just do that. Goroshora, you really hate 15. I shouldn't try to do a goofy voice. Honestly, no. That's the thing. That's the thing, though. I like FF15. I like FF13. Because there are aspects about them that are pleasing, and they, like... I mean, I also hate them, if that makes any sense. I love the few positives, I hate the many negatives. If you think of it as a buddy simulator, it seems to be fine, apparently. The relationship between Noctis and his party members gets talked up, like, a lot. And they are, like, very fantastic buddies. That is, like, the one thing that, like, you can't really... Like, that's good. They do establish that. But I also It's very not like a... So it's like Kingdom Hearts, but all the main and side material spread across various platforms and media is released at once, and it's not good. No! I mean, kind of, but the thing is, there is no side material, like in Kingdom Hearts, it's all just games. It's games. It's games that are in the series that you've got to play, and that's very simple. Like, how can you not understand that? Like, that's the most easy thing to understand in the world. You play the games that are in the series. It's simple. It's easy. And, like, why would you not do that? Final Fantasy 15 has not only like various multimedia stuff. They released the story of the game with gaps that they would later put DLC in. Like, oh, here's a little moment of the game in which Gladio goes away, right? Here's a little bit of time where Gladio isn't in the party. Want to know what he gets up to? Buy the Gladio DLC. Oh, what's that? You want to know about what Prompto was up to when he was gone? You gotta buy the DLC. Want to learn how Ignis got something happened to him? DLC. Oh, dang. I didn't even know this was here. Yeah, the Kingdom Hearts manga are adaptions. That's not the same thing. That's not chopping up the story of your game into, like, little itty-bitty pieces. Because you don't know how to present it in the game itself. The actual story of it is a mess. It's an actual mess. It's real bad.
Take that. This is it.
Yeah, exactly. It's so egregiously bad. I mean, there's also an alternate ending from the Ignis DLC. Like, things get crazy. Yeah, the Days manga was neat for that very reason. Also, Roxas in a maid outfit. Actually, on the subject of Arden, he's a terrible villain and I hate him. Look at me, I'm gonna be all mysterious for the entirety of the game. And then, like, my motives turn out to be, like, really weird, and because the story is presented so poorly, you don't fully understand what I'm going on about in the first place. Like, I mean... Like, what's up with that dude? It's so bad! Not even the villain of FF13 was that hard to understand, and the villain of FF13 is so bad. Like, the villain of FF13, right? The villain of FF13 is these god beast things called Falsi that want to kill themselves and all the humans in the place in order to summon back their god. And so they want you to kill them, and it's all very But it's still better than that. The villain of FF13 is the main cast's focuses. I mean, I would say that the villain of FF13 could be seen as the main cast. Or at least Fang. Like, god dang. The true villain of FF13 is the writing. I mean, that's the case for, like, FF15. The thing is, Trinity. Easy. Okay, the thing is, like, they know their focus right away. Like, it's literally right away. Yeah, enemies spawn in the hotel. So they know their focus right away. And then they just spend the entirety of the game in denial of it. Until, wait, oh no, let's not be in denial anymore. Only let's reject it. Only let's do it anyway. Only we're saved by a Deus Ex Machina at the last minute. Because this is what... Oh boy. Final Fantasy 13 was my first new Final Fantasy game. Like, the only... Like, I was super young when 10 came out. My brother got it for his birthday, and, like, I played it then. But, like, 13 was, like, my first proper new Final Fantasy. That, like, I was like a kid large enough to, like, appreciate video games properly. And I played it. And I was hyped for it. And it was bad. I mean, the FF13 Crystallis trilogy was already supposed to be, like, unrelated. They were just supposed to take the similar themes, like the Fal'Cie and the Lysse. And Type 0, while no longer being Agito 13, still has, you know, Lysse in it. And then Peristyliums. And a very kick-ass song by Bump of Chicken. Which I've been listening to again recently. Because I remembered that I could totally do that on Spotify. What a shame that Type 0 was, like, such a good game if you ignore the fact that it gives no characterization, like, no good characterization for its protagonists until the very end. Other than that, it's fantastic. Alright, though. Isn't the overarching problem with the FF13 saga the creator's obsession of lightning? Well, that's about Final Fantasy. Okay. Okay, we have to explain. Hold on. Look at Donald for a bit. The thing is, there's two things. There's the Fabula Nova Crystallis, which is based around Final Fantasy 13, and 15 and Type 0, which were previously Versus 13 and Agito 13, are part of. And then there is the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy, which takes place in the same universe as 13, which is 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns. Okay, fine, we can look at Goofy then. The point is, one is like separate universes but connected by various themes, and the other one is the same universe and the same characters continuing the story. That's it, that's the basics. So the FF13 saga you referred to is not the Fabula Nova Crystallis, but yes, that is the problem with it, because lightning is, like, made real at the end of, as far as I have heard, lightning is made real at the end of Lightning Returns, and, like, is, like, on Earth. Which is like, well, like, come on. But yeah, remember the name Toriyama. Toriyama is the guy in, like, that, like, just, like, waifus lightning super hard. FF13 really did have, like, great visuals for the time, some really, like amazing imagery and music, and it had some sense of style and pizzazz. But it just fell short in pretty much every area. No, don't respect him. Don't respect him. If he actually cared about his waifu, he would have made them good games. He would have made them good games. How he ruined Lightning with that. Oh, Nomura, you could have saved us. Ah, you probably couldn't have. It would have been written badly no matter what. Which is a shame. A crying shame. But it's the shame that is the shame. They're fine games, fight me. Am I fighting Leon or Alice? Because I'll take either of you on. Or both at the same time if necessary. Because they're not fun games. And saying that they are is an insult to fine games. Alright, Leon, let's go. Come on, you and me. 1v1. Mano a mano. Put 'em up, put 'em up. They are fine games if you enjoy being bored for large swaths of time. You have to, like, really love Masashi Hamauzu's soundtrack. And really be good at ignoring characters. 'Cause hoo boy. Oh yeah, I forgot you could fly up here. Very nice. Yes, I mean that's different because Itchy and Scratchy's Poochie, Poochie is like taking precedence over like previously established characters. Yeah, soundtrack and design are the strong points. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what part of design you mean, Leon and Alice, because if you're talking about the visual design, then yeah, I can't fault you. If you're talking about the game design, then, well, no, I'm just talking to Leon. I keep reading the full name. Anyway, if you're talking about gameplay design, you're a couple screws short of a basket. That's the thing, though. The game isn't entirely about... Like, Final Fantasy 13 is not entirely about lightning. There are whole chapters when everyone's split up where lightning does not appear. In fact, it's pretty hard for it to be about lightning when, like, her character arc is super ill-defined. She's just a horrible person for most of it, and then she's, like, kinda nice to everybody. There's no real growth between the party members. It's a weird simplification of the ATB system. I'd say it's acceptable. No, it isn't. 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 It's not. It's not. It's not. The paradigm system removes any, like, actual, like... It changes it from, strategy to tactics or tactics to strategy. Basically, you aren't in control of individual actions anymore. It's all about switching paradigms. And because switching the paradigms is, like, there's only, like, a couple of combos that you really want to use. Like, you want a Relentless Assault, like, for this situation, and you want a Diversity in this situation. You want to have a Sab up, you want to have a Sin up. For here, so, like, you have, like, a setup. You have, like, a Sin, Sab, Sen, setup for the start of the fight, and then you transition into something that's more like Rav Rav Calm, or, You can even do like Rav Rav Rav. Yeah, and making those setups is kind of fun. Yeah, the problem is that they're elementary and they're literally the only strategy the game has. It's like you don't have to be a genius to figure out like exactly what you are supposed to do that the game wants you to do, and then you just do it and you're done. It is the least customizable imaginable. Everyone's Crystarium is just what it is. There's no customizability there. It's pretty much entirely linear. You are not supposed to min-max. You can just have fun with it. I'm not saying that about min-maxing. I'm saying there's literally like only one thing you do. Which means that all of the... Not to mention, it means that outside of setting up your paradigms in the menu, the only time you're interacting with the gameplay in a meaningful way, other than hitting auto battle, is switching paradigms, which is something that you are literally, like, going to follow the preset patterns for anyway. Not to mention that fights take a super long time, and the areas are just wide and full of monster encounters. Like, well, not wide, long. And so you just grind through it, and you grind through it. I've beaten that game. You can't tell me it's not just endless hallway of... Oh boy. And you know what's the... You know, guys, you want to know what the biggest insult is about Final Fantasy 13? There's a point, right? You've played through hours and hours of the game. You finally got your party members are finally able to like customize like who's the leader and who's in the party. You finally unlocked more than one type of Crystarium for everybody. So now, like, everybody can, anybody can become anything, although you wouldn't want to do that in the first place, like, until you've maxed out the rest of their Crystarium. And then, you finally grind through this massive, grinding chapter, where the in-universe reason for its existence is literally grinding. And you get through it, you get Bahamut, you get Fang's Bahamut summon, you get her Eidolon, and then you land on Pulse. A massive, sprawling, open world, like you walk out after a couple scenes, you get Alexander, you walk out onto the sprawling fields of Pulse, and it's massive, it stretches before you. There's nothing in the game that's been as wide as this, as open as this. And guys, it's another hallway again. It's another big hallway. It's just a really wide hallway. It's a big field, and it leads into some tunnels, and those tunnels lead into some paths around a rocky mountain that leads into a tower, and you clear that tower. Like, it's literally... It's so bad. I'm just in awe of it, really.
Take that.
But the side quests! Ah, you mean go here, fight this monster, and, you know, then go here and fight this monster, and then go here and fight this monster, and then go here and fight this monster. The big field sucks though. They're not interesting monsters. They're not interesting monsters. They're just more of the terrible, terrible fights. Where am I supposed to go? Like Big Turtle. Listen, I have fought enough Adamantoises to retire. Like, you want to know, weapon customization in that game is such a incredibly balked system. The amount of time I had to grind Adamantoises with death to even have a hope of acquiring the material required to get everybody to their ultimate weapon. It's bad, it's real bad, it's a real bad game. That's not good. Like, if you just like this, like humming the Sunleth Waterscape theme, that's entirely fine by me. It's a banger. But don't try and tell me that Final Fantasy XIII is good. I played it through to the end to make sure that it wasn't. And I found that I was right. Oh, hello. It's these guys. Why would you try to play Final Fantasy XIII, Valak? Did nobody warn you? Everybody. I'm not triggered, I just like... This is just how I think on the subject, okay? I really try to hold back my rants. Oh hey, Valak, I didn't realize you were describing Final Fantasy 15. I didn't know you were discussing Final Fantasy 15, one-button combat. What am I missing? There's the guy. Gotta hit him. Velik, it's not even pressing it to attack. It's holding it down. It's holding it down. It's holding it down. And, like, at least in Final Fantasy 13, if you play wrong, you can lose. In Final Fantasy 15, if you have, like, healing items, if you have potions, you can't lose. That's how broken the gameplay does. Like, both of them have various broken gameplay, but oh, they're just. This can't be entertaining. This cannot be entertaining. I'm so sorry, mortals. I've just been looking at these dummies. Well, oh, hey, Goofy's ears go up. I've just been looking at these dummies while ranting at you about Square Enix. We'll wrap up soon, I promise. Really? Because the main cast were like the strongest like they're not the best, but they're still the strongest aspect of the game, pretty much. Final Fantasy 15 had Florence and the Machine cover Stand By Me, and that's such a, like, I was so in love with that, and they totally didn't, like, make it worth it. I can't believe they did that. Why can you never stick a landing, Square? Like, it literally opens with Stand By Me by Florence and the Machine. How do you screw that up? It doesn't make any sense. Oh boy. I wonder if we have enough gyms. Let's check. Only one dungeon challenges you. If you're talking about the special dungeon with the Jabberwock at the end, yeah. Maybe. But it doesn't really challenge you. Because again, you can just heal through everything. Push that car, Noctis. Yeah, you're gonna carry that weight. It's just not a very cohesive game. Which sucks. And you know what, mortals? 13 hurt me. Final Fantasy 13 hurt me. I played it on release and it hurt me. I played Final Fantasy 15 on release and it hurt me. You wanna know what game I'm really excited for? You know what I'm really hyped for? Final Fantasy 16. And if it breaks me, you'll know. You'll know. But I don't think it will. Yeah, Yoshi P is involved. I have trust in him, I have trust in Soken, and I have trust in what I've seen so far. No, 16 isn't an MMO. It's gonna be like more of an action-y game. Like 15. Only they're using the character combat director from Devil May Cry 5 and Dragon's Dogma. So, it will be fun to play. And if it's fun to play, it'll automatically be better than 13 and 15. The only thing I'm worried about is there being no party members. Oh, nice. Dark matter and a power-up. What if it's bad, though? I'd say prepare to take the Dragon Quest pill. I refuse to take the Dragon Quest pill. I'm a Final Fantasy man. I'm not a Dragon Quest man. You can't ask a man to just change which RPG series he covets. Although, actually, I'm actually a Trails man. But, I can't talk about that series to anybody. Because I can't spoil you all. I mean, I've played Dragon Quest 9 and I enjoyed it. It's just not my kind of scene. It's more comedic in tone. Which is fine. It's just not for me. Now, Stoku. Let's synthesize. Another mithril stone is required, and bright shards to get cosmic art. Now, bright shards come from... Green requiems and white mushrooms and... okay. Where are we gonna find green requiems? I guess we'll take a look. But first, let's get another mithril stone. To the pots! But yeah, no, I'm not even, like, well-versed enough. Like, I have other Final Fantasy games to clear before I get started on Dragon Quest. I have to beat every Final Fantasy game. And I've only cleared 1, 7, 8, 13, and 15, so I have a ways to go. A lot of ways. All the ways. I'm very sorry. I'm so incredibly sorry for ranting at you about, negatively about Final Fantasy 13 and 15 and all that. You'd love to see me do 6 on stream. I will do Final Fantasy 6 on stream as soon as I can figure out how to play it with another person. I will only play 6 co-op with another person. I think it would be a nice, like, long-running collab or something like that. Because Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 5, and Final Fantasy 9, and some versions of 4, can be co-op. So it's gotta be collaborative, basically. There are so few Final Fantasy games that are co-op. I want to play the ones that are with another with another being. Doesn't have to be a human. Could be anyone. I'm not picky. I mean, that's weird that that's someone's name that I know now. I mean, I'm not, like, choosy, but I am also not picky. I am Carmine. Oh, that was a risk and a half. Got it. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, that was a blitz finisher. Very nice. But yeah, basically, nobody knows that those Final Fantasies have co-op, and I'd really like to explore it with someone. That's the long and the short of it. I'd really like to tackle 9 with somebody. I tried playing 9 on PS4 and I literally couldn't because they changed the analog movement to 8-directional movement, despite the fact that the original had analog movement. Square can't port for jack. Alright, so this has kind of turned from Colosseum to just randomly walking around and grinding, so I think I'm gonna call it. Otherwise, I'll subject you to more rants about Final Fantasy. So, this is about like a 2.5 hour stream. I think that's pretty good. Not my longest, but yes. So, let's find. Thanks for the fun rant stream hybrid. Now I can't think of stop thinking about the song Hybrid from The World Ends With You. But we must raid someone. Let us find someone to raid. Oh, a lot of people on. Let's see, who's doing what? Who is doing what? Cheku, Cheku. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I will send you somewhere quick, smart as soon as I figure out where. Megbert is doing a Zatsu, just chatting, and Freda is doing Dark Souls 2. I feel like I should raid Freda. I'm gonna raid Freda. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. If I can remember how to do it. There we are. Start the raid, though. Yes, so thank you all again for coming, and I'll quickly hit you with that raid message. Now, I shall send you through the portal to realms unknown. There's the raid message. Feel free to attach stuff to it via vis-a-vis emotes. Or is it via V? Anyway, you are all wonderful people, wonderful models, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, or simply just rest. Now I shall send you through the mystic portal. Commence the unlimited Omega Reverse Umbral Shining Royal Majestic Incandescent Infernal Draconic Demonic Meteor Hellfire Raid! Farewell.